Hey guys, I'm clapping back today with another top 5 for the first time in I'd say it's been probably a couple of minutes since I did one of these, and today I'm bringing the sequel to the OG top 5. Today we're looking at the top 5 worst numbers of all time. Having discussed the best and worst words of all time, I feel that it's only fair to do the same with numbers since I haven't already done that, despite the fact that my first top 5 was the top 5 best numbers of all time. For this list, I'm going to be looking across everything. A number needs to be good, and seeing which numbers fail in these categories. A good number needs to look nice, sound nice, and feel nice to say. Without further ado, let's find out what the worst, most disgusting, most putrid numbers of all time are.
Number 5.
Coming in at number 5, I'm here to tell you that if you like the number 3, you're really not a very respectable person. The number 3 is just gross. I can feel puke rising at the back of my throat just saying it. And the number 3, I mean, is okay. It's not the worst number of all time, but it just looks so ugly, and it fills all the criteria of what a bad number is. It looks ugly, it feels ugly to say, and it's just not a satisfying number to say. I mean, listen, 3, however you 3. And look at that. It's just half an 8. It is generally just an 8 cut in half. It is ugly. It is gross. It is rancid. Not as rancid as some of the later numbers, but it is a number that I do not like. I'll tell you that right now.
Number 4.
Coming in at today's putrid, rancid, disgusting, gross number 4 spot is the number 14. Now you may think, oh, well the number 1 is not that bad, and the number 4 is not that bad, but you cannot put them together. Those two numbers together, 14, like the way it's said, like 41. 41's a pretty nice number. It sounds nice. It may not look great, but it sounds nice. Definitely doesn't make the top 5. But 14, that is gross. That is so unsatisfying to say, and I hate saying that number. It is just utterly disgusting. It makes me feel like the lowest level of human being. You know, it makes me feel like the lowest level of possible being in general. Anything with a living essence, I feel like I am the bottom of it. Whenever I say that gross number, I don't even want to say it again because of how icky it sounds. And again, with the looks, although the looks aren't as bad as number 3, it definitely sounds a lot worse than number 3, feels a lot worse to say than number 3, and it does have some bad looks. So for that reason, that is the number 4 spot.
Number 3.
And of course, coming in at the number 3 spot, we've got the number 678. What else did you expect? Number 678, 678, 678. However you say that number, you cannot make it sound nice. You cannot make it look nice. It is so ugly. The 6 and the 7 and the 8, right? Like the 67, that looks alright. But you add the 8 on and that just completely ruins it. 78 looks alright, but you put a 6 at the start, you've ruined it. Who thought it would be a good idea to make a number like this? Like, I realize it goes in sequence, but could they not have just for this particular number done something a little different? Because this, I cannot bear to look at this number, honestly. Not as much as the first 2 picks, but it is the third worst number. The third number I would like to look at the least, you know. And then you've obviously got the 2 ahead of it, which are much worse, but that does not excuse the sins of the number 678.
Oh, number 2.
So now that we're at number 2, these numbers are becoming increasingly rancid, like unbearably putrid, disgusting, gross. These numbers genuinely make me want to vomit. Like previously, okay, I might have been exaggerating a bit, but now these numbers are honest to God vomit inducing. And the first number we have of these 2 numbers that I loathe is the number 3,333. So what could possibly be worse than the number 3, which we had at the number 5 spot? I'll tell you what could be worse. The number 4 of them. 4 3s. 3,333. Not only is it bad enough that there's 4 3s to look at, but it is probably one of the most unsatisfying numbers to say, one of the worst feeling numbers to say, one of the numbers that when you say it, you just feel awful. You hate yourself. This number, honestly, now we've not even at number 1 yet, like this isn't even number 1, and you can hear the anger that I'm expressing towards this number because it is just so infuriating to me that this number exists. And okay, if you like that number, so be it. But I'm here to tell you that I personally could not care less if this number was erased from the face of the earth because I am honestly furious about this.
Oh, yo, it's number 1. Oh my god. No way, yo.
Now, I'm hesitant to talk about this number, right? I'm really, really rather hesitant. I fear that I'm going to lose my head over this because this number is, I mean, it's worse than 3. Oh, I actually almost vomited. I'm sorry. 3,333. I'm being deadly serious. I actually did almost vomit. I generally gagged there. This number is 2,222, similar to the 3,000 one, but this one is even worse because with 3 you expect disappointment. 3 on its own is a bad number, but 2 they went and ruined 2 by giving us 4 of them, which 2 on its own is fine, but you cannot multiply that by 4. And if that wasn't bad enough, have you tried saying this number, and have you ever enjoyed saying this number? 2,222, 2222. I mean, even if you just read the numbers out individually, it is awful to say, and I cannot stand it. It is ugly. It is awful. It ticks all the boxes. Not only does it tick the boxes, it colors them in completely. It circles the boxes, colors them in, draws multiple ticks through them and across as well. It does everything to show you that this number is as low as it can get. This is, without a doubt, the worst number of all time. Okay, I don't want to keep talking about this because I'm getting really, really quite annoyed. So there you have it. That's my opinion, at least, on what are the top 5 worst numbers of all time. I'd be interested to hear your opinions in the comments below, as well as any ideas for top 5s you'd like to see in the future. I'm kind of hoping to clap back with this top 5 game, but since I revitalized them with top 5 card games, it's taking longer to produce them. There's a lot more effort going into them now than there was before, and I've also been doing a lot more other things on the channel than just top 5, so they're going to be a little more less frequent. However, they will still be coming out. Leave your suggestions for top 5s in the comments below. As well as what your top 5 worst numbers are. I'd be interested to hear, and I will see you. Do you see what I'm doing here? I used to do this quite a lot, but I don't do it as much in the next video. I don't do this as much anymore, so I thought I'd just finish off with that, just the OG top 5 days.